Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at my Marin Quentin 3 frame set that I bought. So I bought this as a frame set, and I'm just going to do a quick overview. There's a couple pointers that I feel like people might want to know if they're getting it themselves, so here it is. So first off, I just want to say I love this frame. The geometry on it for me is perfect. I absolutely love the way it feels. It's an awesome frame. But yeah, before we get into it, can we just take a minute to just admire this bike and how gorgeous it is?
Proclaim the truth when we rock the mic. I'm an emperor whose empire crushes the wall. God knows your heart, friends try to inspire. I'm forever like Batman.
Yeah, this frame is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. But anyway, that's not the point here. Let's get back to the video. But there are a couple of problems I have with it. I paid £475 for this shipped, which I think is pretty reasonable for what you get. The first problem that I have with this frame is the internal cable routing. Now, some people love it. I personally am not a fan. I mean, it looks great. Like, don't get me wrong, it looks amazing with the internal routing, but it's just a pain. Like, for doing maintenance like this, I've had to leave all of this stuff hanging off. This is up here, so it doesn't go upside down and the oil bleeds out of it. But yeah, internal cable routing is lovely. But my main problem regarding the internal cable routing is here. This is your dropper post and rear brake internal routing. So they both come out the same, that's fine. But it's this, it's where the dropper post routes here. So as it turns out, this is a 180mm dropper, and it's almost all the way in. Not quite, but it's near enough. But if you wanted to run a longer dropper post, you can't, because this, even if I wanted to put it all the way in, it wouldn't, because of where this is. So the bottom of the post is literally here. So if I push that in anymore, the post doesn't work and it stays up because the cable pushes into it. That's my only complaint. My old frame, the Nuke Proof, had the internal routing coming from here, which meant you had more of the seat post to play with. So obviously, if you're an extra tall person and you want a smaller frame with a shorter seat tube, that's the thing to note, that this can get in the way. Another thing to note is the seat post up here as well. This is just Marin's own seat clamp. I don't think you can change it. I haven't measured it, but this doesn't, nowhere could I find what size seat clamp you'd need to replace this with. So I don't know, it might not be a standard size. I don't think it is. It also meant as well that I found the hole was a bit tight when putting the dropper post in. So it was quite a bit of like, you had to manhandle it in quite a bit, even when this was fully backed off and loose. And this kind of was a pain to get on and off the seat clamp. And yeah, it's just a bit tight to get in there and it's a bit awkward. But once it's in, it's fine. But that's just another thing to note, it's a bit of a pain to get in. So, the next problem I have is with the headset. So this is the, headset it comes with, so... But yeah, it's an FSA headset, so it's alright. So up here is fine, it's pretty standard. You get all the cups. From what I can tell, these are metal cups, I think. So yeah, it does have metal cups, which is nice. But the bearing on both of them, actually, as the top doesn't matter too much, but for me, I've had to change the bottom bearing out to a different bearing because I'll put the clip in now, and basically, as you can see, the bearing that is on the screen now, which is the one that this comes with stock, only like half of the inner bearing bit moves, which obviously isn't great. And I've had this about 6 months now, used it, and it's pretty raspy already, so it's not great. And then the other one, as you can see, is the whole inside moves. It's just a bit smoother and a bit more reliable. So that's another thing to note. The headset bearings aren't the best, but again, it's they come with the frame, so they'll get you going to begin with. As I said, I've used these for 6 months, and I haven't really had a problem. I just had some clicking noises the other day, and since I was cleaning my bike anyway, I thought I'd take it out and have a look, and so yeah, I decided to swap it over with some different bearings. So my final complaint with this frame is actually under here. So you have the ISCG tabs for a bash guard. As you can see, I'm not using a bash guard because I'm having to use one for a cable tie for the derailleur cable, because it comes out under here and it goes along like this, but the thing is from here to here there isn't another clip for it anywhere. So I had to use the ISCG tab because it was just really loose and I couldn't get it to stay, and it would like try and wander into the drivetrain or whatever. So that's another thing to note. And also up here as well, I cable tied it around here just because this cable would come out here and kind of bend up a bit, which isn't the end of the world, but just looks a bit nicer. But I think it would just be nice if they added maybe an extra cable mount here, and maybe one in the middle underneath here or something like that, so you didn't have to use a ISCG tab to zip tie it, but luckily you can. And also this one here, I think it's this one, the paint was actually done into the hole, so I don't even know if it would work as an ISCG tab, so that's another thing to note. There are a couple of paint blemishes on this frame, which is a bit of a shame really, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully this was helpful to someone somewhere. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try and get back to you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, like, do all that fancy jazz. It helps me out massively. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Oh, every time.